And on the line with us is, I believe, Congressman Tim Ryan. Do I have that right?
Yes, sir. How are you?
From Ohio. I am great. It's great to have you with us. I'm sorry I don't have all the details right here in front of me because our internet service is down, but so glad you could call in.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
Are you in Cleveland?
I'm heading up there this afternoon, yeah, and I'll be up there most of the week. I live about an hour away, so
yeah,
should be an interesting week in Cleveland, Ohio.
It really should be. So far, it looks like a total freak show. What's your sense? I should, say that, you're a Democratic congressman from Ohio. But what's your sense of what's happening at the RNC, and what's your sense of how the Hillary Clinton campaign is going?
Well, I think it's interesting who's not there. John Kasich is really one of the most conservative governors. We have some of the most restrictive abortion laws in Ohio. We have, he tried to gut the police and fire and teacher unions a few years back, gutted local governments and services and all the rest. So this guy's pretty conservative, and he's not showing up at the convention because he, can't deal with Donald Trump. And I think that shows you what a destabilizing factor he is and how dangerous he is for what's going on in the world. I mean, anybody who was watching TV in the last few days from Ankara, Turkey, or Istanbul over to, Baton Rouge and Dallas, and, we need a stabilizing force in the presidency, not someone who takes advantage of these situations and tries to use them as opportunities to further divide the country.
And score political points. Yeah.
It's so obvious.
So, I mean, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's so obvious what he's trying to do. Mm-hmm. A president of the United States comes on after a complete tragedy where law enforcement officers are assassinated for doing their job. Innocent law enforcement officers are assassinated. The president of the United States comes and tries to comfort the nation, and Donald Trump tries to get in a knife fight with him. I mean, it's obvious, and I think it speaks to the kind of leader that he would be.
Yeah. We're talking with Representative Tim Ryan, congressman from Ohio, representing the great state of Ohio, a Democratic congressman. Congressman, who's also, by the way, a meditator. You're still meditating, right?
I am, yeah. Every day.
I think this is maybe it's completely off topic, or maybe it's really at the core of what we're talking about, because one of the things in my experience of having been a meditator since I was 17 years old is that it grounds you and puts you in touch with, kind of what's real and what's not in a rather existential way, but and also in a very practical way. And it seems like the Republican Party could use a lot of that right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think the whole country can. I mean, if you come at it from your vantage point, your experience with it, my experience with it, we have a nation really that we're operating in fight or flight mode right now.
Right.
We're operating from very, very high levels of anxiety, whether you're a cop or you're an African American in the urban center, whether you're a white working class person in Youngstown, Ohio that was making $25 an hour a few years ago, and now you're making $13 an hour. This kind of anxiety is happening everywhere for different reasons to almost everybody in the country. And when you are operating from fight or flight, you're not operating from a high energy place. You're not operating from a place of creativity or problem solving. You start looking at everybody as the enemy. And then, you throw gas on that fire with a guy like Donald Trump who wants to prey on people's anxieties. I find that mindfulness practices or some kind of contemplative practice, if it's particular to your own religion, that's fantastic. If it's secular, that's fantastic. But what it does is it can help move you out of this fight or flight mode and into a place where you can see things clearly and make better decisions and just kind of reduce your own stress level so that you can function at a higher level and take that across our body politic, right? I mean, We're functioning in a very, very heightened state of alert, all of us.
Yeah.
If you're in Cleveland this week with the guns and the concealed carry and everybody who's going to be there, that's representative of a whole political party right now.
Yeah. And I just set up a rant in the previous segment where I was talking about how Donald Trump had been trying to otherize President Obama, which, throughout his presidency with the whole birther thing, which is really just dog whistle for, hey, has anybody noticed that there's a black guy in our White House? and now he's come out, this was yesterday or the day before, and on television and said words to the effect of when President Obama speaks, with sadness about the death of these police officers, that it's not sincere and that there's something going on there, Trump says. This is the continuing otherization of our president by the guy who is going to be the nominee of the Republican Party. It strikes me as beyond bizarre and beyond, beneath a major party candidate. It's just it's astonishing to me.
Yeah. Well, it's Donald Trump, and what's astonishing too, Tom, for me, is to sit there and not hear anything from any Republican leaders.
Yeah.
I mean, this goes beyond what your political party is. This goes beyond what jersey you wear. If you're playing football and you got one team's jersey and one of your teammates are throwing cheap shots and cheating and everything else, hey, I'm not on this team. At least I'm not on this team until everybody says that what this guy is doing here is against the rules, is unsportsmanlike, or however you would phrase it.
Right.
And you're not getting very much of that from the Republican Party. Some guys saying, listen, I won't be there, the Bushes, et cetera. But I would think that you would be getting a lot more critiques of this guy from other Republicans who would be offended by this kind of behavior.
Yeah, you would hope so. I mean, if Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton had talked like this, it would be career-ending. Not
giving up their taxes.
Yeah, not just campaign losing. It would be career-ending. I mean, it's amazing. Congressman Tim Ryan, one of the good guys, Democrat from Ohio. Congressman, thanks so much for being with us today.
Always great to be with you, Tom.
Always great talking to you. And we'll be back with more after the news here at the bottom of the hour. Stick around.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.